This is an interesting one. So you hear a name anywhere on this installation, anywhere McNair, really almost anywhere in Washington, D.C. If you hear the name Cisco or Rivera or any combination of that, you know you are in good shape. My friend, Mr. Rivera, has been here since, what, about 2008? So pushing along 9 years. He's also a retired sergeant major. So this is a man who has given all to his country. So we really appreciate that. But sadly, for us, but not for him, it's a transition time for Mr. Rivera and his wife, who's recently retired. And they're heading down south to Florida. Yeah, there you go. The good news about that is he's going to have a nice pool, an outdoor area. We can drink some beers together. So I'm looking forward to visiting one day down there. But Cisco, you have truly been the person that everyone wants to be. And I have to say, even when I first came here, it was a choice for me to come here or not, so I had some thinking, and I wasn't sure I was there yet. I remember a conversation I had with you on the telephone, and then that helped solidify things. And so I just want to say thank you for all you've done. You will be missed, but we know you deserve everything you're going to have in your life, and this is a good time for you. So thank you so much, and we're going to have a formal ceremony for you down the road, but that'll be after this one. So I just want to say, my friend, thank you so much.
I asked Mr. White also just a few words on behalf of the directors and also my fraternity of sergeant majors. You know, this young man here, I'm going to try to do this without getting emotional, but it was an honor for me to take part in the write-up of Mr. Rivera's award recently, because it allowed me to do some reflection, even though those of you who know me, they say you have to keep the bio to 2 pages. So that was a struggle for me, right? But this young man here, he really has been the heart and soul of Joint Base Mount Henderson Hall since he arrived in 2008. For the employees out here, those birthday cards, those 59-minute early departures, if you don't thank him for anything else, when it comes down to the commanders that have been here since he arrived, this is the individual who make all of their transitions smooth. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. Whether it was the commanders, Sergeant Major Donaldson, whether it was Mr. Waite when he came, I mean, and then on top of that, when it came down to the orientation with the directorates, once again, he always was leading forward. He took care of that. And so having someone in Building 59, the first time I went down to Building 59 was in 2007 when Mr. Miller was the HR director. He went to the SBLM course. And I was a director for 90 days. And I said, no way in hell I want that job. What I didn't know was Mr. Miller, when he came back, it was going to be short-lived at Joint Base Mount Henderson Hall, and all of a sudden I was snatched up and I became the director. But Mr. Rivera, a good example of who this young man is we went to see Mr. Battle, who was in the hospital the other day. And he's been doing this for long. Everybody, whenever we have somebody in the hospital, Mr. Rivera is the one who normally gets the flowers and everything else. A lot of times he pays for them out of his own pocket. And so we went to see Mr. Battle, and he jumped there just like old Sergeant Major. Anything you need. But you know what sold me? What sold me, I had to share with my wife. What sold me, Mr. Waite, was when he said, and by the way, when you get ready to get out of the hospital, if you need some place to stay, let me know. You can come stay in my house. My wife is home, she'll take care of it. Now, I could have handled everything after that, because I probably would have to call my wife first. But then on a very personal side, you know, about 4 or 5 years ago, I've been rocking and rolling here at Joint Base Mount Henderson Hall, and my wife and I, we went with my daughter to see her doctor. You know, she thinks she's a young lady. I think she's about 26, 27 then. And so we went to see her just to see what problems she was having with asthma. And that same day we were out there, within 2 hours, we were told that she would have to have emergency surgery. And so when I came back here, I told Ms. Rickard, I'm taking indefinite leave. You know, because to me, my wife and daughter is what keeps me going, keeps me motivated, and I could never imagine life without my daughter. And so when we were in the hospital, after the surgery, guess who I would see coming through the doors? And every time I think of that, I think 2 years ago, that came to me one day when I was talking with Mr. Rivera, and before I knew it, tears came down my eyes. This is one of the caringest individuals I know. That's why he was a Sergeant Major of the United States Army, and that's why he was the XO here. So, Mr. Rivera, buddy, thank you for everything.